Okay. Hopefully by adjusting a few settings, my iPhone won't overheat. I hope. I don't know anymore. But anyway, that's the one trick and challenge with these phones is overheating issues while filming in a hot car. Even though you've got your AC cranked up as high as it will possibly go, you're still having to deal with temperature issues on the phone. And that just kind of stinks. So I've decided for this purpose, I don't really need to zoom in all that much. So I'm trying to just film this in 1080 instead of my usual 4K and see how that goes. In fact, there's actually a surprising amount of YouTubers I know that record in 1080. Casey Neistat, I think, most prominent among those. But anyway, so if you're new here, I basically use this channel to talk about itself. Oh my god, that's recursive. I spend so much of these videos talking about other videos I'm making and how I'm making these videos, and kind of seems recursive and dumb if you think about it. Where's the content? This is just meta content about nothing. Well, at least so far. But actually, because of the iPhone heating issues, I've really been considering if at some point in the future, when money allows, if I need to actually buy an actual camera, and if so, what? And do I need to budget enough to maybe look at or to doing professional work with it, or? But then it's like, no, I just need to figure out how to best use the camera I got. And if I succeed at anything with my YouTube channel, then let that money dictate the purchase of a new camera. And alright, I don't seem to have any success thus far. Then again, I'm only, 3 or 4 episodes at this recording into it. So obviously I've got a lot more work to put in my channel and all the ancillary stuff that goes with that. But it's like, sometimes I just wonder, they say it's better to settle on a niche. And I really don't know if I can do a niche right now, because a lot of the things I would talk about in a given niche, it's like with a niche, I get bored with it quickly. I think that's what happened with music philosophy. I kind of got bored and pretty much ran out of topics to talk about. Oh, I think I chose the wrong time to actually come down here, because the Springfield Cardinals are having a baseball game, and so I'm being slowed by pedestrian traffic. And all this because I was going to try to avoid some construction elsewhere. Oh well. That's the big city life for you. Well, mid-sized city. Small city. Okay, it's just an overgrown town with one skyscraper. Yep. You know, it's kind of a big irony of social media. I need to create content for my Facebook page, for YouTube, possibly for Instagram, and a number of other things. But you know what? I get distracted browsing on those platforms and consuming content. And I think one of the things I have to teach myself to do is just to learn how to tune out more crap. And that's really hard to do because it's like you go to put a piece of content on any one of those platforms, and the whole thing is designed to suck you into consuming more content. I think beyond, other than, I think just short of family commitments and lack of time, the biggest obstacle for somebody who's on a limited time and limited budget to actually producing creative work is just the ability to tune out distractions. You know what? I'm gonna go straight this time. You know what? I'm still gonna go straight. Why am I even telling you these directions? Okay. Oh, yep. That phone is getting hot. Oh, wait, that's right. I cannot go this way. I'm not even sure if I'm still recording. I'm probably not. I wonder. Okay, welcome back. I let my phone cool off for a little bit. And I didn't want to spend too much time trying to adjust things, although I realize now I'm probably in shadow. Not too bad. Oh, look, a deluge of cars. You know, I guess a bigger discussion, though, is why start a YouTube channel, why now, and why start one when you have no idea what you want it to be about? Well, I kind of figure I have a tendency to either overplan something to death and overthink it and then it never gets done, or I jump in and don't plan it all and I just start doing something. Neither one of those approaches are optimal for creating art in the long term. If you overplan everything, you'll never get anything created. But if you don't plan anything, there is only chaos. And I'm not a fan of chaos. So one of the things I've been trying to do is plan things, but then not spend too much time planning them in order that I can go ahead and get on with it. Now, I found that approach works best in a lot of things. I am having to adapt it with my writing. I think one of the reasons why my novel is still not complete after several years is because I tried to overplan everything too much. And when you overplan every single little thing, there is no room for things to grow or develop, and then you get bored with it. On the other hand, if you don't plan out anything at all, well, then you just are without any kind of sense of direction, no roadmap. You don't know where you're going. And while sometimes that can be advantageous, many times it's pure folly. I'll commit to it. I didn't know if you were going or not, dude. And my ears hurting. Oh, whatever. But here's the whole thing. You know, I planned several outlines for each iteration in the novel that I've attempted. And there's always something that fell apart, either during the actual writing, in which case I realized, oh wait, it would be better to take the story this direction. And so I had to throw a lot of things out and start over. Or I just find, even within the process of creating the outline itself, that there are certain elements of the plot that are just not workable or contradict earlier elements. And so you got to throw that out. Especially when you find that you needed two contradictory things to happen in order to make another thing happen. And so then that definitely becomes completely untenable. So how does that relate to this channel? You know, basically what I discuss on this channel is my thoughts and process on my own creativity, as well as everything else that might potentially strike my fancy. So, this YouTube doesn't really have a niche yet, and I think if I tried to plan out a niche or niche, wow, I can't even speak today. If I try to plan out a niche, like I did with the earlier iteration of my YouTube channel, I might find it too limiting. But at the same time, I think if I try to do anything and everything, that approach won't work either. So what I'm concentrating on right now is just at getting able to make content at all. And then I think after doing so much content, I'll get the hang of it and figure out what approaches work best for me. Also, one of the things I do like is that doing this format here is that I don't need to shoot original B-roll format for every single one of these videos. Sometimes additional content, I can bring it in post-production to illustrate a point or to show off something that I'm talking about. but it's not something that absolutely has to be done for everything I do. And I think that's also a really good thing. And I've also thought initially I would do a random thoughts from the car, and then a separate series called In the Studio, and then yet another series. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm thinking that's too complicated. I think everything should fall under the umbrella of random thoughts from a car, and then if I need to do additional content to clarify, I can. And if I want to do something outside of that, like a special project that I have set up in my studio, I can do that too. And it's all good. So I think most of what I'm talking about is going to center around the arts and creativity and philosophy, as well as... Dude, no, I was not letting you in. You just cut in front of me without signaling. I will not resort to road rage. Stupid mother... Okay. I lost my hat. But no, I really want this channel to celebrate creativity. That's the main thing. And whether or not that means I focus on a particular niche for my channel, beyond that, I don't know. But I think I like the idea of celebrating creativity in all of its forms. And you know what? One of my favorite channels that does this is The Art of Photography by Ted Forbes. I love his delivery. I love his style. I love sometimes he can even work a little bit of humor into it. But he comes at his channel with a deep love and earnest respect for the craft of photography. And I completely commend him for it. It's a beautiful channel. And a partial model of kind of how I would like my channel to be. Except it's going to be different because it's going to be about things I like and care about my photography, or, well, not photography, but anyway, you get the idea. I gotta go. Bye!
If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and send me money, and send me the deed to all your property in a self-addressed stamped envelope. Wait, no, scratch that last one.